Hey everybody, Max coming here to Little Cute Podcast. It's not too long. Still trying to be kind of quiet here, not too quiet, not super quiet, not whisper. We're in the library quiet, but just try not to yell so much, because I'm still in the Airbnb over here. Even though I don't think the other two people that are here are home right now, we could totally trash the place, dude. Throw a party, dude. It's not my house. Throw a party, dude. I'm inviting all the boys over here. Bring the chicks, dude. It's a kegger. We got a keg, dude. We got a kegger. Who's got the top? We don't need just fucking hit it with a hammer, dude. Everyone put your face over the kegger. Dude, my friend Mike, he's known as the kegerator. Isn't the kegger? That's where you put the keg. That's a fridge. Remember, Bill Burr was always talking about that in his old podcast. He really wanted to get a kegerator, which is just a refrigerator that only holds a keg, for beer. Because Bill Burr's a raging alcoholic, but I guess recently he stopped drinking because he has that baby now. That's what happens. You got a baby and you get your priorities in order. You gotta stop drinking. Or of course, like as my father did, he just he didn't get his life together at all. Even though after he had kids, and he just kind of progressively got worse. But I mean, no big deal. I don't want to talk about my family too much. But then I guess there's those people out there who just like it's like their relationship's pretty bad with their wife or their husband, and they're like, oh, maybe if we have a baby, it'll save our relationship. You ever hear about that? You ever they try to have the baby to save their. That's a terrible fucking idea. I mean, you guys don't like each other. Now you're gonna make a baby. Now you're stuck with each other for the next 20 years. You don't even like each other. You guys are fucking retarded. You should never vote. God damn it! Too many people are voting. Anyway, so I went to the Madhouse Comedy Club last night in San Diego, and well, it was probably the worst open mic I've ever been to, and it was worse than the Carmen Bar, which I didn't think was really possible. I mean, of course, like I've said before, the open mics in Japan. Looking back, looking at them now, it's like, wow, those open mics in Japan were awesome. I couldn't believe how awesome they are. All the other comics actually stayed and listened to your set. So at this place, the Madhouse Comedy Club, they what they did is they let all like 35 people that signed up. Usually they have a raffle and they only pick 15, but this week they're just like, oh, we're doing an experiment. We're just gonna let everybody come. And so they made this list, and it goes on for like 3 hours, right? They make the list, and I'm on there like I'm supposed to go on at like fucking 12:15, right? I get there at 9:30, and my spot's at 12:15. I'm just like, oh god damn it, And like my girlfriend's like going to bed. She's got to get up at like 7 to go to school, and she has the key to the Airbnb, and I don't have the key, so I'm like messaging her. I'm like, what should I do? 'Cause she's like going to bed at like 10. So then, I had to like call her and have her open the door when I got home, which was a pain in the ass. But anyway, so like I'm over there and like this one guy, his name is last on the list, right? He's supposed to go on at like 1:25, and he goes up to the organizer and he's like, yeah, I don't know if I really want to hang out here for 3 hours just to go up last and have no audience, so I think I might just cancel. Is that gonna be all right? And the organizer's like, well, I mean, it's not good form, or it's not professional. I'm just thinking, what the fuck are you talking about? What's not professional is making a goddamn 3 hour open mic list for when people signed up. They thought it was going to end at 11:30. It's not like it said on the sign up sheet that everyone was going to get a spot. It said there was going to be a raffle, and it was supposed to go from 9:30 to 11:30, and then this guy's scheduled to go on stage at 1:25 in the morning, and he's asking you if he can just not go. And and the organizer was kind of he was like, well, you should stick around. That'll be good. It'll be good for your comedy career. And I'm just thinking like, what the fuck is this guy talking about? God, whose idea was this? Anyway, and then it's like, so then I start talking to that guy who's last. I start talking with him because I was gonna ask the same thing. Because it was like 12:15, and I was gonna ask him if I could just like cancel. Because my girlfriend has to go to sleep. And but then I didn't want to ruin my reputation with the club. It's my first night. Like my name, there's like 35 names on there. My name had a little star next to it. It was the only one. I was like, what the fuck is this? I think it was because it was my first time there. So he had a little star next to me. So I didn't want to good impressions, good first impressions or whatever. But anyway, I talked to the other guy, and yeah, we just sort of complained. We had a little cute little complaint session together, and we're just like, fuck everybody, this is fucking retarded. And we're just like, fuck you, fucking fuck motherfuckers, And anyway, there was like 10:15, and I'm looking at the stage, and it's like still not, no one, it hasn't even started yet. It's 10:15. I'm like, what the fuck's going on? Is this 45 minutes late? They still haven't even started yet? And the guy's like, oh yeah, you didn't know? The open mic's not in this room, it's in the other room. And I'm like, what? There's another room? He's like, yeah, it's in that room over there. So I go down the hallway, open this door, and it's like this in a super dark room, which is like a little fireplace. This little side room they got, like, I guess if they're super busy, if they ever book like 2 comedians, like the comedy store, the famous comedy store, they got like 3 rooms there, right? So any given night you go there, there's 3 different comedians performing at the same time. I mean, I guess they have that here at the Madhouse Comedy Club, but it's just maybe only 2 rooms. So this is like the secondary room, and it's like, there's no audience there, It's only the other comedians that are coming up next. So like the whole audience, of all the 30 comedians that came to see on the list, they're just hanging out in a different room in the bar. And only the comedians that are up next are in the open mic room. And it's like, well, who the fuck are we performing for? And like all the guys that went, a lot of the guys that went up, they're like, yeah, I've already done this. You guys have already heard this, right? And you got the audience is like the other comedians. So it's like, what? I mean, why don't open mic organizers understand this? The whole reason we go to open mics is not to practice performing. It's to see if the jokes are funny. I can practice performing, on top of my bed in front of my dog. I can just, I get my dog, get my neighbor's dog, start a dog walking service and put the dogs in my room, get them up on my bed. I'm like, what do you think about this dog? So I start dancing. I can practice the performance by myself. What I can't do is know if the jokes are funny. And that's why you need an audience. And they had this open mic in this secondary room, and in the main room where the bar is empty. And it's like, so why don't we do it on that stage? Where all the people were. Where people might be listening. That might have been. I don't know if you're a comedy event organizer. If you've been a comedian, you might want to set up your performance in the place where people are listening. Not in a separate room. Oh, we got a special guest right now. Oh, she's not gonna. Anyway, so yeah, it's in this separate room with like 2 other comedians, and then there's 30 other comedians drinking in the bar. And so that was disappointing. So I hung out in there and listened to the other comedians just to be respectful. That was another thing that was weird about the Carmen bar too. Is like all the other comedians are just like, they don't even listen to the other comedians. Like the 30 other comedians that were up that night, they were just hanging out in the bar instead of like listening. None of them went in the other room. I was the only one that like was in the room for a couple. There was one other guy who watched all the other comedians and. Just like, what the fuck is the point of this? This is fucking pointless. Anyway. So basically what happened is, almost everybody left. Because almost everybody that was scheduled to go on after 11:30 just left. And so I ended up going on at like 11:50 instead of 12:15. And I did my set in front of 3 other comedians. And, I got a couple laughs. It was not too bad. Yeah, I know there was I guess maybe some decent other comedians there, but it's just so hard to tell, because there's just no audience. That was definitely the worst open mic I've ever been to, and whoever decided to make it 3 hours and put it in that room is a goddamn fucking moron. No offense if we're friends now, if this is the future, if this is a year from now when we're recording this and we're friends now, and for some reason you listen to this, I don't mean that. We're good friends. You're cool. Please keep booking me. Please don't cancel my show. I love you. I'm just sort of this was a first impression. This was my first impression. Even though we're friends now. Don't cancel me. Anyway, I'm going back there tonight, and also I'm scheduled 3 more nights this week. And it's just like, oh god, I don't even want to. It's fucking pointless to go there. What's the point? Who cares? I can say my same jokes in front of 2 new faces who aren't even listening because they're just thinking about their sets. Anyway, this is a hashtag first world comedian problems. Hashtag open mic problems. Hashtag no one gives a fuck. Anyway, that was 10 minutes, I guess. Thanks for listening. Maybe we'll see you tomorrow.